So I headed out to CC Blue, I think it was 2014. And I was basically just told, you've got to meet Cindy. And I said, cool, no problem. Except for the problem was she lived in Ridgeway. And I was like, ooh, 6-hour drive. And I don't know, there was just something that said I had to go. And I remember pulling up, I drove down the lane. There were bluebirds flying, the sky was shining, and I was in a place in my life where there was a bit of a transition. I had an inflection point of deciding, do I zig or do I zag? And stepping on property at CC Blue for the first time, I did say, this place does not suck. And we have been back as often and as regularly as we possibly can. I think we had just been married.
Yeah, I think so.
We were just married, starting out on our own, trying to figure out what we're doing. Is it a consulting business? Is it a tech firm? Again, zig or zag. And so after spending, I think, a day and a half driving out there, I got back home and I said, we got to go. And I think it took us a little bit of time to get back.
Yeah, I didn't have any context. I hadn't stepped foot out there on the ranch, but all I heard was these raving reviews about Cindy, about CC Blue, how awesome it was down there, and that we just had to go. This was going to be a life-changing moment, and I was a little apprehensive at first until, like Amy said, you step foot down there on the ranch, and then things start to fall into place.
I think Ridgeway is like a little Switzerland, and that secret should not get out. We're very happy that it's as tiny and quiet as it is. But I think when you get to CC Blue, there's a couple of things that Cindy and Matthew do for you that are not overt. This is not the Ritz-Carlton. It's better than that, because what you've got is this opportunity to feel loved and cared for immediately and have this safe space to really dive into some of these things that can be scary. They can keep you from thinking, am I really ready to jump to try those next things? And so Corey and I went down together as a couple when we were trying to decide what to do with our business with White River Strategy. And there was another business opportunity that I was considering and going in that direction. And so Cindy really helped us navigate that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was able to finally put out on the table all the different things we were thinking in a safe space, and understand what our options were. Just put them out there and let's explore the pathway down each of those options and what that looks like and what does the future hold and what does it mean for right now. Some of the questions were tough and the answers were even harder, but it got us to a good place and helped us take that next step forward. And then the second, third, and fourth step has been the biggest piece of it. Not to mention, you have this beautiful scenery out there when you're making these decisions. You have wonderful company and amazing food. It was really a place for us to disconnect. Right, absolutely.
All the animals.
All the animals out there. It's a place to disconnect. It's different from what our everyday life was, and I think that helps provide you the space to go in there and truly think about what's important for you, for your business, for your partner, and how you best move forward.
I also think if you were coming from the Front Range like we were, so even though I grew up in Rifle, was coming from the Front Range, I will say since going to CC Blue the first time, so that was like at least 6 years ago, and every time we return, we're going again this November, the conversation on the way home is like how quickly we can get Zillow to upload to try and find new locations. And Cindy frequently has to deal with us like sending new ideas, like how about this? How about this? So yes, you get business sorted out, you get life sorted out, you get time to connect as a couple, which I think for us, we've got 2 littles at home, and that is incredibly challenging because the time that we're finally connecting is at 9 o'clock at night to address not just work, but also family. And then lastly, unfortunately, oftentimes is us. And even though we try and prioritize ourselves as a couple, I think the immersion opportunity is one in which you've got someone who's not going to try and shrink wrap you into a certain size or shape, but allows you to kind of just come forth with like, great, you want to buy a house in Steamboat? Okay, let's figure out how we're going to do these 15 things first so that you just literally don't go and buy the boat before it's ready. So I don't know, it is.
I think to add on to what Amy said is Cindy has a way to dig out of you what you've really been thinking, but you probably haven't said. I know that was the case for me. It's like all of these different ideas running around in my head, but not sure exactly where I landed, and asking those questions to help bring it out, where I'm at, where I really want to go, and not just what I think I should be saying. And that was the probably the biggest piece for me in helping us move forward. As business partners, as a couple. And I think I can't understate enough the importance of being at the CC Blue Ranch to have this happen. There's something completely different about being down there and going through the process, the immersion process, than sitting here on Zoom and doing it remotely, or trying to find a conference room at some hotel in downtown. It's part of the magic of being down there, definitely. And if you're lucky, you get a little tour of all of the minis, and maybe ride around the property with Matthew, and
Or a
really
dance
see,
lesson.
or a dance lesson, right?
Whichever
Really
one
see
you
what what Ridgeway's about, what CC Blue's about, and watch yourself grow from there. We're really looking forward to this November going back down for another immersion, and taking those next steps. I think I like to think that we've figured out where we're going, but I think I'll be up for a couple surprises, and they're always good ones.
I think running a leadership development and strategy firm, you sometimes think that you come up with all the answers. And having Cindy as my coach, even though we have teams of coaches we work with, is the safe place for me to get to be raw in the areas that I'm not showing up, and have an accountability partner that one can tell you, hey, this is not going the way you think it should go. And I'm here to tell you, yep, that's right. And let's figure out how to move it forward. The immersion experience is a great place to lay the foundation. The coaching is the accountability that I truly believe every executive needs in ensuring that they are showing up on a consistent basis the way that they have committed to be from the immersion program. Our best selves, always, whether it's on vacation or at an immersion. I don't know about you, I come up with these lists that are amazing. I'm pretty much going to conquer and impact the world in all of the beautiful ways that you can think of. And then reality hits when you get back home. So having someone that holds that for you has been, for us collectively, I can't tell you how many times dinner has started with me saying, Cindy says, or frequently in business meetings, Cindy says. I just use Cindy as the authority anytime I need to really level the hammer. And that's worked out amazing in both marriage and in work. It's fantastic.
Well, and sometimes the question is, well, what did Cindy say?
Always. Yeah, she's got a role in both our marriage and in the business, more probably so than she knows.